Again.
Yeah, finally. And I had like 2 minutes to spare, so technically this counts. I hate doing that. I hate technicallys.
Oh, I hate
Technically
technicals as
this
well.
counts as absolute bullshit.
Well, no, technically end up with technical difficulties at the end.
Yeah. God, don't get... No, well, that's why I'm so late. Because for some reason my camera wouldn't hook.
Oh,
I
jeez.
plugged in my capture card and it's like, yeah, mate, no, you're not doing that. And I'm like, what? You worked there earlier? It's like, yeah, not now. Because I keep trying not to be rude to people. It's like, hey guys, I've got stuff to do.
Don't try. Don't. There's no point trying because that's you're just you when you say things like, "Yeah, I need to fuck off and do this." Right, cool, go for it. Right, and if no one can accept that, I'll be like, "What do you mean you've got to go and do this?"
Oh
It's like,
yeah, see,
well,
but most people don't like that. I've got into
tough.
trouble over the last couple of years for doing what everyone has agreed on.
Nah, man. Time to break the fucking mold.
Oh god, I just accidentally hit the fast forward button. I wish I knew on my glasses were, man. I'm so blind. No, not that one. No.
Glasses.
I can't see a thing.
You should totally call Charlie Spaniel.
Charlie.
You should have
Because he fucking stinks. Don't look at me like that, dog. It's true.
you should. It looks a bit dismayed dog. Don't tell the internet I fart.
The dog just looked at us and gone, dude, just because I stink doesn't mean you can tell everyone, mate. I'm a doggo with feelings, mate. Mate.
No, just told the internet that the dog farts.
He's like, how dare you? Slander.
Terrible, mate. Terrible.
Defamation of character. So,
Oh wow.
so mate, it's true. Alright, let's see. Wisdom of the Chief has been updated. Don't want to press the button. What's he say?
You should have called this series Game On. That's what you should have called it.
Game on! I said that with the kids the other day. We went out sledding.
Yeah.
The car came across. I was like, car! Game on!
I did that in the street, by the way. I did that in my folk street with rollerblades and a net and stuff. It's funny. But then when you see it in the film and it's actually
Nailed it.
so good. Oh, you're actually stuck. Do you know what? That really annoyed me as well, and I'll explain it to you.
Alright.
So I did that. We like if everyone's watching this saga unfold, which if you are, I'm sorry. A lot of the teething issues are coming for the fact that I'm on a Mac, and the old emulation software that we've got that's deciding to be.
Yeah, you're on 1.6. Oh shit.
Well,
You're
I'll
on
tell you why.
1.6. That's mental.
I'll tell you for why, because it never got updated to the latest ones, and on their GitHub there is no sign of Mac. It's like they've just kind of done the Mark Hamill and the Simpsons. Oh, I'm well. Oh, hey, look at that. Whee! And zoink, ran away to the hills with all the money. So basically, the Mac's been left high and dry. Linux is an update, and Windows is an update. iOS and Android have updates.
Well, admittedly, you know what I said to you earlier about UPnP support?
Yes.
Linux doesn't have that option in it by default.
Does
The
it
Linux
not?
version-
Okay.
No, it does not. I was sure it did, and I had a look earlier, and I was like, nope, it's not there.
No, but have you went on because I think you can update yours on their GitHub because there's an actual thing on the GitHub.
Yeah, I pulled down the source, and then I realised I just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, it's too much hassle. The whole point is, right, this game used to be playable portable with a UMD, in it goes, turn the machine on, job done. The problem we're having is I don't live anywhere near anyone, so
Well, I'm
we're out
basically
there
having the same problem I had back when I was in college. That
that's it.
all the people who I'd like to play Monster Hunter with, or like no one I know, owns Monster Hunter. They just or they do have Monster Hunter, but they're on the other side of the fucking country.
Yeah, it's
or
like
trying to get together with people to play Monster Hunter is just not a thing.
So that's annoying. But the whole point and the fact that this is weird because it was working to a point, we tried things, didn't work, great, Mac's out the window. So now we're tried it on the phone, got the app on the Android phone. It works to a point, but again, because I've not got a standard on it and put it in front of me, I'm having to either hold the phone and play it with the old thumb on, like the on-screen controls, we'll call them, touch controls. or wire a controller and just kind of hold the thing at an angle quite close, or hold it on books and lean it and zoom right up to it, and then I've not got the strength in my back to sit like that. So I will at some point find a way of doing something, but at the moment that's the only way we've got doing it. But the only thing that annoyed me as well, I had to start a game with the saves. I tried to put the saves across, the saves didn't work either.
Yeah, so
even though I dragged the files across.
On the phone, you have to put the PSP save directory on the root of the memory of your phone.
Okay. Again, I might not have done that, but again, that was annoying because I couldn't get it working. I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, because I manually changed the save directory on one of mine, and it said, yep, you've changed it, and then the next time I reloaded it, after I put the save on there, it had moved again. I was like, well, that's not where I told you to look for the save. So in the end, I was like, sod it, I'll just put it on the root. And
then what annoyed me as well is when I tried to make my character up with a name, I wrote my name in, I got as far as DEV, and then when I went over to I, it was bringing up the character C.
Yeah, so what you have to do there is there's a speed up button.
Oh, wow.
The left and right bumper on a control pad make the game run at a faster speed, and for some reason, on the Android version, that causes the alphabet to glitch out.
So that really messed me up, and I was looking at it going, oh no, I can't even write my name on it, so I'll have to just stick as dev for the tests. Because that's what we were doing kind of throughout the day, we were kind of trying it a bit, and yeah, so that was that. And then I've not got enough energy to jump on now, so I'll witness things.
No, that's cool. So where the fuck do I get herbs? I can't remember where the hell herbs are. I've picked up a few already before.
I can tell you, go back there, go back to the tree, the first tree that you passed. Like there's one tree in the main forest and hills at the beginning. That one there, I think, on one of the entrance. Try that one though.
That was huskberries, I think, or needleberries.
Go further back. Sorry, further back. First tree. Yeah. Where is it? Number 2. Yeah, it's in 2. See that tree there? Yeah, number 2. That's it there. That's where I got my herb the first time on that first quest. Then.
Oh, sure.
It might change it though. You know how to change it for quests sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's like I just got blue mushrooms from somewhere that I got special shrooms from before.
So if it doesn't work there, then you need to go 6.
See,
6 or 9.
Don't you just wish we both had like Windows computers ready to go? Because I'll tell you one thing now. I could have told you right off the bat. I could have told you about 15 years ago that Macs were crap for emulation.
Oh yeah, I know that. I'm pushing it. We're way pushing it. I mean, in 2016 Mac, I'm pushing it with stuff like that.
No, it's not that. It's just so once upon a time, the main emulators that worked on Mac, you used to actually have to pay extra to get control pad support. There was an actual you must pay us to unlock control pad support.
I knew there was herbs, man.
Back on the old in the old PowerPC Mac days, that's how it used to be. And so I could have told you right off the bat. Macs just are not for emulation, just based on that.
Yeah. Is that emulator the best one to use? And is it the only one with the
PPSSPP?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Okay. I'm just checking, just to see.
Yeah, this is pretty much the best emulator to use for PSP. So, well, if not, then you use a PSP core for RetroArch.
Yeah.
But then I can't confirm whether or not the emulator would support ad hoc netplay.
Yeah, it gets kind of. Yeah, I think to get this working properly, it's a PC fix basically, and that'll be an ongoing issue until that happens. Till I can resolve that, unfortunately, from my side. But it will happen at some point, promise.
I mean, it's like I'm playing right now on an Nvidia Shield TV. I mean, literally any Android box would do it.
Yeah.
That you could plug into TV.
Do you remember when we had the EO and we had it all set up and stuff as well? That's a shame because that's gone.
Yeah. Sadly. Although the new
you can still sideload it though, surely.
Oh yeah, sure, but whether or not the actual hardware is powerful enough to run the emulator.
Right. Did we not try that?
Well, yeah, but that was an older version of the emulator, so.
Right, okay.
Because obviously, as time goes on, system requirements go up.
Yeah.
based on what you're actually trying to do.
Yeah. No, I get you, man. It's just sound muted. Oh no, that's my fault. I've got the for some reason I've got the Twitch sound low.
Alright, so I don't even know if I might even be playing sound. I've got a funny feeling the colours are all jank from my capture.
It's actually alright. It looks quite more colourful than usual.
Yeah, that's my capture card. It's my capture card.
Pretty decent though.
I didn't have much of a chance to set it up, so I haven't changed all the colour space and stuff. Potions delivered.
Yes.
It's, I ain't gonna lie, this would definitely be a lot easier if I was using my Windows rig.
Well, did you not tell me you've got a dual setup on that computer, or
yes.
do you prefer using Linux?
I prefer using Linux. Just general day-to-day usage, I much prefer using Linux. I can do everything on both platforms, just I prefer Linux.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've got 2 capture cards in my machine that don't actually work on Linux.
Oh, right.
Annoying. Yeah, it's annoying. You right, Blitz? How you doing? Sorry for the delay. Would you like to save? Yes, I would.
That Simpsons episode. Would you like to play again? You have selected no.
That's about right.
I love that. Do you know they put that in that piece? Like, this is probably weird knowledge, right? But did you know that when they made like they always used to make these discs up, when you put like a disc in your PC, it was interactive. You get bits of this, like the show or whatever, but you get to walk around Springfield.
Yeah, Virtual Springfield.
Yeah, I think it was actually called Virtual Springfield.
Yeah, it was because I had it.
but they put that in it. You got to go to the arcade and hit the button and blow up Lee Carvalho's potting challenge, and you got to hit a 1 ball, and then it would go, "You have selected no."
See, it's the best way. It's the best way.
Lee Carvalho's potting challenge. Jesus, right? Some of the stuff that you just remember. Why did I remember that? I don't know why, but it's useful.
It's useful.
See if I can declutter half that stuff, like defrag my brain, and just have knowledge that's needed.
Nah.
It'd probably be a bit empty. I think right now my brain's like, you know, that bit in the
shit.
The Sgt. Pepper's the Beatles movie where they're all walking about, everyone's colourful, and they've got like, yeah, it's like that. I think.
I've got a bit of a problem here.
What's going on?
I thought my select button was.
Oh dear, no. And you spammed it.
Well, I guess I won't be sorting my items then.
Okay.
I'll have to map a key later to sort.
But yeah, a lot of love for the Monster Hunter. I actually I forgot that they made an anime series, which I fancied watching.
That was Monster Hunter Stories, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was on the... Was that on the DS?
Mm-hmm. Kids are got it.
Yeah.
That was their first Monster Hunter.
I like the idea of that game. It's clever to get kids...
I never played it.
Yeah, it's... I suppose it's kind of... I think I remember it being a bit of a turn-based Pokemon idea. I think Digimon, Pokemon with Monster Hunters. So... Basically.
I've got 5 horns.
Oh, right, Kelby's. Whoa. Oh, man. This isn't the game that you get the Kieran, is it?
Again, I don't remember, dude. It's been so long.
So the Kieran, if everyone's not played Monster Hunter, the Kieran's a lightning, like, deer that just destroys you. It's like, if Thor had an animal as a pet, it would be different.
Monster Hunter 1, was it?
No, I think... No, the thing is, they dip monsters back. Do you want to look? Because that'll annoy me. Here's a sec. Played that many games.
I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to stun, because I'm sure there were some Monster Hunters where I needed to use a specific item to stun.
Maybe actually. Right, let's have a look. What we got? We have them. Okay. My favourite is still the Yankaku. That is my favourite. Ultimate. That is the ultimate. Well, surprise you now. The Kizu is in the first game. Well, I'm calling it the first game, right? It's my first game. I'm calling it the first game. Before you start shouting at me. Right.
Wait, what was your first game again? Ultimate?
This one. The first one, the PSP one.
Well, yeah, well, it is technically the first game because it's just a remake of...
Yeah, but I know what it's like because some people go, "Oh, no, it's the second game in Japan or the third game in Japan."
No, it is the first game.
Oh, genuinely is, right? Okay.
No, it is the first game. This is a remake of Monster Hunter 1.
So, you're right. The Cairn is not on it, but the Cairn is cool as well. But that must be one of the next games. Still a lot of monsters though. Stats. How many is that? Let's see. Oh, that big. No, it isn't.
Need hide or horn?
Kieran is in the first game. Talking straight. Hide or horn?
Yeah, for the cowboys.
You said horns at the beginning. Well, you said horns. It made no mean horn.
No, because I remember getting these horns was a ball ache in some of the Monster Hunters because you had to stun them. If you didn't stun them, you'd get their hide.
Oh no, not like the bugs. You got to poison them. Kind of like how you.
Oh no, it just gave me a horn. It just gave me a horn.
Oh, sorry. I think it must be later games when it happens like that.
I need 5 horns.
Yeah, dude. I told Dinky like enjoy your sleep at 10:30.
Yeah.
So she's obviously not went to bed.
No, she was upstairs in bed.
Oh right, okay.
Because the trouble is she's been passed out most of the day.
She said that. She said she was back and forth. You said because you said she wasn't feeling well on that, and
yeah,
should have said he just said.
That's her.
That new sword? Yeah, that sword is it the same?
No, it's the same as the one I started with on the PC version. I just moved my save over.
Nice. Do you notice when you go to the blue chest at the beginning and then open up and take the map and take the health and stuff? Does it take ages to like go away once you've hit the button?
Oh, I didn't catch that one, did I?
See, when you go back to the chest, right, and you take the map and the health items and things like that.
Right.
To do that, you hit the button, accept it, and you have to wait for the animation for the white box to go away before you can hit the button to select the next thing.
I never really thought about it, to be honest.
Have a look at it, man. Honestly, it's nuts. Like, it's really nuts.
Another hide. So I don't remember enemies, or I say enemies, but like I don't remember monsters spawning in quite as much as they do.
But the smaller ones, you mean?
No, just any of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know actually. I remember, you remember, and I remember running a bit daft for 40 minutes or seeing anything sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you start using, well, yeah, like because you can get upgrades that kind of perk things up. So, say if you want to kind of psychically see where the monster is for like 10-20 seconds on the map, it will show you as a wee icon. Or you can just kind of get used to it and go, oh yeah, somebody on 12. Well, this is what I'd normally do. If there was a group of 4 people, about 2 years go up here, 2 years go there, and we'll meet in 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
That sort of vibe.
Yeah, we used to do that with Zobo in Try.
Yeah, man. So that's like the same sort of vibe. You just kind of work it where the things are, and then normally what happens is, if someone's behind, it's like, oh yeah, you need to go to 4 to get the cutscene before we can help, and then
yeah,
the usual.
So yeah, that's the trick. Like I say, I've never the first 2 Monster Hunter games, like proper Monster Hunter games, so Monster Hunter 1 and Monster Hunter 2, which is Freedom and Freedom 2. I never really played them with other humans. It wasn't until Try, which is technically Monster Hunter 4.
Yeah. I like Try. Try was quite colourful as well, but it had the water stuff going on as well, and it was the first time you got to see like the just think like the Ludroths and the puffer guy and that goes in the water. It's
like
blows up.
Legaicrus and that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Legaicrus was class. That was a good design actually. A dragon
I
underwater.
really liked that game. I just want to throw out there, like Monster Hunter Tri was probably one of my favourites.
Is the that's what I was thinking the other day. There is the Wii U one still going?
Yes, I believe so.
I don't know. Well, probably gone now. Just it's probably gone today or something.
Probably no, like. Why'd you ask me?
No, I just wondered. I've still got it. Like I was wondering for it.
Most people just emulate it these days.
Yeah.
On their wonderful Windows PCs.
I bet they bloody do. Ultimate Wii U. Pretty good. No, I'm quite excited for the Switch one because when you told me it was old school, I'm right. I mean,
yeah,
it's old school.
Like
handheld, it's old school. It's handheld, it's old school. I can play it anytime. I can quite sit anywhere here. Play it in front of my face. I can play it on the TV.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. My only real beef with it was the fact that I had no one to play with. Yet again, I was like, wow, this is just like every other classic Monster Hunter game I played. Right. There's no fucking.
Let's stop that now. As much as I can help, I'll help. Absolutely.
Yeah, but mate, you shouldn't. You don't have to. That's the trick.
I don't have to help, but I want to help. Which means, yes, I want to play Monster Hunter in a group.
See. So I can remember when everyone else was playing Monster Hunter World, I was playing Generations.
Yeah, well, that's because I knew I would never be able to convince a full stack of people to play that.
Yeah, so I've never played with a full squad anyway. Like even when we played World, most of them I played with like 3 people.
Yeah.
3 people until World.
Yeah, well, that was a good time. That actually, that was quite a cool time. Although we spent a lot of time hunting the Anjanath, which is quite funny because my mate's partner is called Angela, so that made it funnier.
Oh, there you go.
Even he, I think, was kind of like, "Is that saying Ange?" I'm like, "Yes, it is," and I'll leave that for you to tell her.
Oh, there you go. Good old Angie.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny that. But yeah, no, like I'm up, dude. Honestly, I wouldn't have got it if I wasn't down for the jam, like.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's kind of bugged me that I've literally sat on that game now for what, 2 years.
I'm gonna absorb it because I love those. I love the well, I say I love the story. I do love the limited story you get.
Yeah, mate, it's nice. I don't remember anything about it now, though, shamefully, but
yeah,
no, it was nice. It was nice to go back to a classic Monster Hunter on a modern system.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'll try it with a. I mean, obviously, I've not got the dongle or that yet for the old Switcherino, but I'll try it with the makeshift plastic thing that hooks up to the Joy-Cons and see if that works as a controller.
Have you never used it like that?
A few times, but mostly just if I'm playing Tetris 99 or whatever, I'll just like do the whole, I can move my hands, and just lie there dead and just beat people at Tetris, and then get beat myself. But yeah, like I like these games because you can just kind of batter through it, and the odd lunchtime you can go, right, cool, because that's what I used to do with the guys in that. Would be, probably told you before, but like I'd be on my lunch and I'd be like fighting things in an arena, and then they'd be like, oh, let's do that, and then you play it at lunch, and then you get then they're like, oh, we'll do it at night. We'll do it on Friday night, and then Friday night they're like us at the time, so they'll not start. They want to start at 8 and they'll start at 10 because there's so many issues.
Yeah.
And then rather than check it before it'll be alright in the night. But at least with the PSP, you never really got much issues other than like if someone's internet like died for the night.
Yeah.
I
mean, because here's the trick though. If you're talking about PSP and ad hoc party, it's the exact same thing we're doing right now on the emulator.
Oh, aye, man. Yeah. I've seen the screen. The screen popped up on the phone. On the app on the Mac, I don't get that screen that looks like the PSP.
Sure.
Do you know when it comes up just before it and it goes back to the old PSP system?
It doesn't do that on Linux either.
Which I was quite upset about actually, because I was like, oh, that reminds me of the cool times.
Yeah, it was neat. It's neat to have the ability to like. So that's what I mean. Like ad hoc party literally functions, or the My Neighbor Sushi Cat functions the exact same way as ad hoc party on PlayStation. In fact, some of the same bugs are still present.
I remember when
ad hoc party.
I remember when ad hoc party got released, right? Because we always had that issue where, like, we had the opposite issue for you. I had 3 people. Well, I had 2 people who wanted to play the game, and me. So we always had one guy missing.
Yeah.
And we tried to encourage 2 different people to get it. They got it, they liked it for a bit, and then stopped it, right? So that was that. And then I remember Steve going, dude, there's this thing called ad hoc party in the PlayStation Store. You should get it. I'm like, why am I getting that? He's like, it's free. I'll get it. What does it do? I'm like, I think it'll add someone to the team. And I was like, nah, that sounds too good to be true. So then I put it on. But so we all went into my mum and dad's, sat like God knows what in the morning, sitting on the floor playing PSP. Turned the PS3 on, I think it was. Put ad hoc party on. And you just invite someone in for the chat, and someone just joins. So we were just fighting things with randoms and that.
See, I remembered it being
randoms.
that each person needed to connect through ad hoc party the PlayStation. Like, you couldn't have 3 locals and 1 guy external.
That's what we did. I swear to you, we did that. Because I remember doing that.
That's one of the bugs. That's one of the bugs with the modern implementation that we're using now. It doesn't like a mixture of internal and external.
We definitely played with someone online in the group before.
Sure.
I remember that. But it was cool. It was cool when it worked. But that was like working on it. I suppose it's old tech now, but like that's.
But again, though, it's the exact same protocol we're using now.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing different. The only real difference is that we're using emulators rather than PSPs. But you can mod. So if you've got a custom firmware PSP, you can get your PSP to ad hoc to My Neighbor Sushi Cat.
Yeah, that's cool.
And literally, just by changing that address, it functions exactly the same as ad hoc party.
It's really smart, that.
So, you know, that's kind of cool. Because I was scrambling to find people to play Monster Hunter Portable 3rd with, and that never happened.
Did you get anyone? You must have got someone to play it though. Did you find someone that wanted to play it?
No,
no.
There was me and my mate Scribs had Monster Hunter back in the day. Only 3 of us had PSPs, and only me and Scribs played Monster Hunter. But the likelihood of Scribs coming around to my place to play Monster Hunter weren't going to happen, and he didn't have a PlayStation 3, so we weren't going to be using ad hoc party. And then this was around the same time that I moved to the city, because I was hanging out with the lassie in the city. And well, at that point, I'm now 30 miles away, and no one drives.
Jeez, man.
So I was basically Billy No Mates, and none of my mates had PlayStations to do the ad hoc. So
yeah, it's a hard one, man, because it's one of those ones where because I mean, I enjoy the single player, but it does make the game playing it with other people who know-ish what they're doing. And what I mean by know-ish what they're doing, they're not like just getting destroyed. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was nice when we first played with Zobo, because it had been so long since I played Monster Hunter. I had no idea what I was doing, dude.
Yeah,
I had no idea what I was doing. None. Zero. Zip. It had been so long. I was just like, I don't even remember. I didn't even remember carving. I just remembered like picking up things and, you know, wailing on things, and that was it. Like, it had been so long.
I think, did we know the first thing we fought was that the mud? Was it Bareth, the mud creature? I think?
No, first thing we fought in Monster Hunter Tri together as a group. Zobo set us up against Great Jaggy.
Oh wow, really? Jeez. Low quality gamer, use HV for online play now. HV?
Are you puzzled? Because I'm puzzled.
I'm puzzled as well.
Dude, I really need to map a fucking select key. This is taking the piss.
Yeah, go and do that. Save first and then do that.
I can't be asked. All it is just sorting out my inventory. I'll do it later. I'll do it off stream.
HV? What can that mean? If only there was like keys on a keyboard to elaborate what you mean, low quality gamer. I'm joking, honestly. It's this time of night. There we go, Hunterverse, fantastic. And I Google away.
It's a web community, is it not?
It's a Discord, mate. It's like a big Discord when everyone has fun.
Oh, fair that. Yeah, I'd never do that.
Let's have a look.
I've joined specialist Discord groups before, and I don't mesh. I am such an antisocial prick. I don't mesh.
No, not you. Come on.
You guys, never me.
I mean, that's the funniest thing about it, though. You're saying that, and I know what you're like, but then you had to meet other people online. You had to meet me online. That's fucking difficult.
Nah,
so,
mate. Easy mode. Easy mode.
How the hell? Right. So this is cool. This is more than just a Discord. It's like a website that has like competitions and leaderboards and cool to sort stuff.
I'm just throwing out there. You know the raid the Wyvern's Nest? No.
Come on, man. It's a fried egg.
Nope.
Everyone wants a fried egg.
Nope. Nope.
Not happening.
Nope. I remember that on the PlayStation 2. Nope. I remember getting that egg and being chased the fuck. Nope.
I remember so many times just waiting. It was like, say if it was like late o'clock, so still young sort of student-y types. It's nearly 1 in the morning, kind of like nowish, and we'd be doing like a serious quest. And then what would happen is everyone would get really edgy because you got to pick an egg up and walk to the base with it, as you know, while getting chased. Now you've got this thing of either taking a drink that brings up your stamina, or you just fucking do it in bits and walk on a zigzag. Whenever you walk on a zigzag normal pace and run in normal pace, the jaggies or whatever, or velocipede will jump on you at set spaces and times that will just kill you instantly, and you'll drop the egg, or like as in like you'll get hit, you'll tumble, you'll drop the egg, and then they'll just all jump on you, and you'll 9 times out of 10 you'll get nailed. Whereas if you take the extract, you can run between them like kind of a bit like the Flash, and then run for the end.
Can I just throw out there? I completely forgot that I could actually buy base armor.
There
Don't
you go,
ask.
man.
Just don't fucking. My brain is so fucking shot right now.
And then, so what would happen is, we'd all be doing this quest. We need 5 eggs, there's 4 people doing it. Pac would normally put 2 in because he's a superhero. I'd put 1 in. Jaff would put 1 in, but then at the same time, someone else who was joining us, our mate at the time, would jump on, he'd help, but we'd wait till the very end and then hit him. Just as we got the quest
What you're saying
complete.
is you guys are assholes.
Look, it was that time at night thing. It was funny. It was a funny thing at time.
What is it?
But
That's the kind of
noises-
thing that makes Ram not play online with people, you know.
the noises coming after that, it's like, you know. Oh look, it's a server you can join. Well, this is the thing, right? This is the thing we have. There's a differentiation between Linux, Mac, and the way it hooks up. So we've not tried the server that is. We've not tried the server that's the.
Just give me 1 second. Well, no, 'cause it still wouldn't work because the issue that we're having is firewall, a firewall issue, not an actual software issue. Until you either DMZ your machine or open up the ports on your firewall, no one's going to be playing with you anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, what armor did you buy? Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for the crappy leather to start.
You gotta try to get the full leather.
No.
Full leather outfit.
I'm just seeing what I can actually get. Just fucking around. Green pants. Sounds good.
Nice.
Some people can, some people can't. So, low quality, if your router doesn't allow you to set up port forwards, you can't do it. Some people's routers are locked down. Some people's routers don't have the option to DMZ. Like the one that I'm using right now, I can't DMZ on it. Unless I know,
I can port forward.
Unless I know the specific port required, it doesn't work. Now, if I was using the Windows version, it wouldn't matter because I believe there's a UPnP rule. So it would just go, boom, there you go, and it'll open up my firewall anyway.
Does anyone know what the port would be, or is that a silly question?
You'd have to look it up. I believe you can set one, but you'd still have the issue.
Yeah. Because I can port forward, no bother. It's an option.
Okay, so, yeah, okay, so Low Quality Game is now saying that Hunterverse uses OpenVPN that makes a direct connection. That's one thing that we don't really want to do. Having to install extra software to run a VPN, that's always been an option. That's just what I can't be asked to do because I don't want other people to have to jump through hoops to be able to play Monster Hunter when it's actually built directly into the emulator.
I think PPSP's already got a configuration on my setup.
Hmm?
That's weird. Just went to the port forward. I can't speak. Jamie can't speak. The port forwarding area on the old hub manager, and it looks like it's been set up before.
All right.
Yeah, I've got rules set up. So why is that? Who's doing that?
Because you guys have used it before, perhaps?
Well, the thing is, I've not set it up. The guys must have set it up for me.
Oh, there you go.
But then it should work then. Ah, well.
No, because if you're on a different computer since, you could have a different internal IP, and so if those ports aren't being forwarded to your specific device, they can't be ported network-wide. They have to be ported to a singular device.
Okay. So
you'd have to change the IP of the address that those ports are pointed to.
It's just pretty crazy because there's things assigned to it, obviously, but I don't know where it's got that PPSP thing. It must have been set up prior because when I ran this before, we were playing the Japanese portable third thing. Played that, but we also the version that we had at the time was the best version you could have on the Mac. Do you know what I mean? So the version numbers matching.
Yeah.
And then I think it's obviously went out of date because they've not up the Mac version.
Well, that's not even necessarily the case because if you remember when we connected using the phones, or when I connected using my phone and you're on your Mac, we managed to get a connection for a very brief moment. But it was when we then tried it again later on, it didn't work.
It's weird, man. So you're on your Android device now, aren't you?
Yes.
So see if I loaded it up on the Mac and tried to get to you, it wouldn't work because we tried that.
No, well, it might do. You could try it.
We'll try it. I can do it with my eye. That is the eyes I could probably deal with. It's just if it's really small, other than holding it close to my face, it's quite. Listen, after all.
So low quality has said that basically setting up the VPN's really easy. I know I run a VPN all the time. It's not me that has an issue. It's like I'm not going to ask my friends to install VPNs that they don't need to play a game that they don't need a VPN to play. And they won't play with randoms, they only want to play with the group. So They wouldn't actually go to Hunterverse and go, hey, let's play with, like, you know, Billy Joe Bob 3. You know, to let's go fucking hunt Rathalos. Woo! Yeah, they ain't gonna do that.
Right, let's fucking continue. I'll try it, man. We'll try it. Even though I probably shouldn't be, but I'll try.
He'll try.
Yeah, it's a sticky situation. Low quality.
Yeah, I mean, like Divine's said, like, I mean, we can play. It's just literally because at the moment we have a mismatch of versions and features, which has made it a little bit more awkward than it really needed to be.
Yeah.
Plus, I've never really bothered to play PSP online. Like, port forwarding, it just seems stupid to me, like having to sit there and go, right, what does Phantasy Star Portable use? What's a different port from Monster Hunter? Ugh, fine, well I need this to open up the ad hoc party, then I need this to bounce it back to Monster Hunter, because that's the problem. Ad hoc party is starting, but once it then comes from leaving that lobby and pinging back to Monster Hunter's port, it doesn't work. That's where we need UPnP to pop open the ports to go, right, we're on this port, bam, now open this one. And I'm just not going to go through the fucking list and like open up 50 different ports on my goddamn router.
Are they more of these quests?
Have you popped into the? Are you in the online?
Ah, sorry, I'll jump in there. Yeah, I'm just reading what the villager says.
Okay.
The villager. Right, okay, I'm jumping in. I'm online. So you've got a quest up, I'll join it.
Oh, okay, I'll go put one up.
Or I'll try and join it. First I would like to see your name pop up in the room, that'd be great. There we go. That's worked.
Oh, there's Divine. Divine.
Hello to you.
Well, do you want to set up a quest?
I actually can't, believe it or not, and I'll tell you why. Because I need to do more missions for the wee guy outside the village elder guy.
Hey?
Yeah, it's not doing it.
You set up one before.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
You've got more. You've done more. You've done more of the village quest than I have.
No, let me do it. I've not actually. I've only done the first set.
Yeah, that's more than I have.
Because I went up to the woman in blue, and she goes.
No. Woman in red. Woman in red.
Why did I get woman in blue then? I don't know what to do. Oh, that makes sense, right? Okay. Haha, right. Stupid me. Oh, I've got to do it. Got to do it. Got to hunt the.
So low quality says once you set up the VPN to Hunterverse, it's really stable. I mean, that's the other thing as well, Divine. Because Divine and I have been talking about this for the last couple of days about how rad it is that this technology is a thing. Because I mean,
that's great.
This wasn't a thing when we last played Monster Hunter, like at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Couldn't even dream it. Hey dude, I've got a quest up, let's try it, and hopefully you didn't get disconnected.
We'll see.
And that's cool information you've got there, low quality, which is decent. If it's on that site, if all the information's there, like Dummy's guide how to do it, then...
Well, I mean, it's really simple, because I'd imagine it's just download an OVPN file, so an OpenVPN file, and then pair that with OpenVPN, the software, and bickety bam, job done. You just hit connect and it'll then connect to their server and then it should work. Because your entire machine will then just be pointed towards their server.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in fairness, that was one thing I was actually going to suggest to you earlier. I could just make an OVPN file and say, Divine, just load this up and you'll connect to my home network.
Dude. Whatever makes it work. I'm done with that.
Yeah, like Quality said, basically what I said. You get OpenVPN set up, and then they give you the certificate, which is the thing that tells you to connect to them. And then you load that up, and you're done. Personally, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But that's me. That's hung again, so I reckon we're gonna get booted.
Oh, damn. Damn dirty apes. Beginning quest.
Yep. Divine broke off.
Oh no. That's the Cuckoo quest, I think. My favourite ones. Right, anyway.
It's literally all down to if I knew exactly what port we were using, but then that shouldn't matter on this rig because I'm using UPnP, so the issue is likely on your end.
Yeah, no doubt. I've not got any doubts that it's mine.
You said there's a port forward set up.
Well, there is. Aye.
But the port obviously isn't being forwarded to your current Mac. So what you need to do is find out what IP address your Mac has on your network.
Right.
Right. And then go to your port forward and point it to that IP address.
Getting some grief.
I hate abandoning quests. It's so cheap.
Do feel cheap.
I feel like such a bitch.
Football and bench. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's a fucking tutorial. Don't net cheat. Create a new rule. Minute. Okay, that one there.
In fairness, low quality gamer, we crap on Macs, but I'm doing no better. Well, I am, but...
You know what, I think it's going to be...
My system has a lower market share.
See, I wish I could go in there and change the IP address, but I can't. I've got to actually make a new rule completely.
No, really? You shouldn't have to. I should just literally say, edit the port forward, and then it'll say where do you want it to go, and then you just put in your machine's IP.
Not got that.
Seriously, are you using a fucking BT home hub?
I am.
Well, do me a favour and throw that fucking thing in the bin. My God.
I can't, because I pay the money.
Yeah, so do we, and I still threw it in the bin.
Yeah. It works, so that's why. Well, it normally works.
It normally works, unless you need to actually unless you need to port forward something.
Oh man. And when am I doing that, other than what I'm doing right now?
I mean, let's have a look. So, Low Quality says they were good PCs, but far too much money. And I agree. I used to be a Mac user millennia ago.
The only reason I've ended up on a Mac is purely because the software I was trained on was Mac.
Yeah, you were a Logic user, weren't you?
The Logic. I know there's millions of programs that do the exact same thing as Logic, and I get this all the time. But see, when you're in it's like if you tell someone, yeah, just use Visual Studio, and it's like you've used Atom your entire existence when programming. It's the same thing. It's just a text editor. But there was ones you like because you used to it. It's like ice.
See, I'm gonna be a dick, and I'm warning you in advance. I'm gonna be a dick. Like, I think that is hardcore a bullshit excuse, because people have said that to me over the years, right? As a video editor, right, I have learnt and become proficient in Final Cut, Adobe Premiere, Sony Vegas, iMovie, Final Cut 10, so 7 and 10, and those are huge differences. The original iMovie and that random baby's first iMovie, Windows Movie Maker, Power Director. I've used what the fuck was the one that was a shark? I've used that one.
The shark one. No, I get what you mean.
Lightworks. The trick is the basic stuff that you need to navigate around these programs It's all the same. It's all the same.
Aye, I know that. I know it's all
a compressor's a compressor.
I know it's all the same. It's not. It's even a case of me being snobby and picking the one that's the one that I see being used by X. I just like it.
Yeah.
But if you gave me a tape deck and told me to do the same thing with microphones and a mixer, I'd do the same thing because you can adapt. Everyone can adapt, but I don't know. I just like it.
No, I agree with you. I understand because there was a time when I used to like working in Final Cut 7. But like the trick for me is that there comes a point when you have to look at how much money you have to pay for hardware for that one suite of software, and that's what happened with me and Apple. I got so ratty once they binned off Final Cut 7. I learnt Final Cut 10, and I was like, this just isn't doing it for me. And then over time, their operating system just got upgraded and upgraded and upgraded. More and more of my software just wasn't working anymore. And I was like, I'm paying thousands of pounds for a Mac to do this, when I could relearn a piece of software, pay half the price, and have even more options. And so that's what I did. I went to Windows, and then when Adobe Premiere went subscription based, I was like, for fuck's sake, all right, I'll learn something else.
Yeah.
And because, you know, don't get me wrong, like, Mac stuff's fine until you realise that you're paying a small fortune for something that's so locked down you can actually barely do anything in it. And the fact that over the last 15 years, open source software has pretty much destroyed the entire market that Apple has, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right.
You know, in my opinion, like, Logic versus, say, Reaper. Reaper's a 50 quid program and it runs on everything. You know, Critter versus, I guess, what, Illustrator or Photoshop or whatever like that. I'd rather use Critter. It's fucking free, no subscriptions, and it runs on everything. If you're after beginner or like audio software, Audacity, Ardor, it runs on everything and it's free. And it basically they're in a lot of cases based on older programs that have since just been rendered obsolete by companies who can't make money from them anymore. So, like, for example, Caden Live to me feels like kind of a bizarre hash job of, and it's completely free editing software, so it's buggy as fuck because, you know, people in their bedrooms make it. Not literally, but to me it's a mashup of Final Cut 7 and Sony Vegas, and it works fucking brilliantly.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't justify these days saying I'm going to spend $2,000 on a Mac just because I want to use Final Cut.
No, I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't do it brand new, that's just silly. I'm just looking a bit to see what I can find.
Again, though, as I say, I understand people who do it, because my mate DeWald did it for fucking years, man. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a Mac, and I'm gonna buy an iPhone, I'm gonna buy an iPad, and he went, everything. So did we at one point, until we realised, hang on a minute, why are we spending this much money for stuff that just doesn't do what we want?
That's at the end of the day, if you can find it does what you want it to do, then that's one you're going to pick, isn't it? Especially for your price bracket. Hunter connection status, your connection status.
Actually, you and I were talking when I made the leap from Mac.
Yeah, man.
Because that was back in like 2014, and I just restarted my business, and it was like, hey, do you want to spend $2,000 on a Mac, or buy the exact same hardware with Windows on it for $1,000? And I was like, I will buy the Windows machine.
Yeah, you're going to save the money, aren't you? You're going to save the money. Resources. Sorry, I'm just trying to work it there.
And Low Quality Gamer says he's a graphics designer that hates Macs.
Hey, I'm glad there's someone.
As I say, I personally, I just think that open source software and the development of, well, it used to be Web 2.0, but, you know, now the web, have completely destroyed a lot of the stuff that, you know, made you stay platform specific.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're really right.
Like streaming music, you know, you go Apple Music or Spotify. Well, you can use that on anything other than, you know, you don't need a Mac, you don't need to worry about Windows or Linux. You can run it on a phone, you can run it on a Raspberry Pi. I mean, you can run it in anything that's got a Chromium-based web browser, you're good to go, kind of thing.
I wish I could see when this actually set the ruling.
If you look in the logs, if you can access the logs, it would probably tell you that. But yeah, sorry, I'm not trying to dog on your decision to buy.
No, dude, I'm not
Mac,
bothered. I'm not bothered either way. I'm just looking at other pages at the same time.
I do feel really bad though that you've got this gear and now you've got to the point where you hit a roadblock in actually being able to do something that everyone else could do.
Aye, well, to be fair, I'm still using it for what I need to use it for. So
shit!
I'm not. What was it?
Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Like, fuck.
Oh, you're alright.
So please tell me that was not a fucking wrath or loss, but it won't.
They can do that though.
Yeah, done. Done.
No, I'm still getting to use it for what I use it for. It's things if it's sitting there and doing nothing. If it was sitting there doing nothing, then I'd be upset. But I'm not.
No, I get you because I've got the old Linux laptops. And they're literally like proper old school. Well, I say old school. They're probably a little bit older than your Mac. Probably a couple of years older than your Mac, but like the original MacBook Pro that they only recently binned off. I say only recently, but like a couple of years ago they binned it off. The 3rd gen like i5 or whatever it was. Like that's what my Linux laptop is, and even if I'm only using it to like listen to tunes, type documents, you know, download some porn or something like it's still perfectly serviceable for me.
Yeah.
Although I would honestly, even now, I would never try and emulate on a Mac. If emulation was my thing, I would not buy a Mac. Just because of the experiences I've had in the past with, you know...
It's not for that. It's not really for that sort of thing.
Well, no, but there's no reason to say it shouldn't be, because it's not like a Mac is underpowered graphically to run an emulator.
No, it's
just that literally the software support isn't there.
Yeah, they've just not... That's it. They've just not put the software there. It's
and any developer that did start to make software like that for a Mac tried to nickel and dime it, like, oh hey, do you want control pad support? Pay me an extra tenner. It's like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. That's bad. Oh, low quality stuff about Figma. Figma's pretty cool, yeah. A couple of guys at my work use it.
Never used it. So what's the groove there?
I think it's like an editor. You could actually use it on Chrome.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'd imagine you could probably use it on the Chromebooks.
Well, yeah, because I mean, well, that's why a lot of these apps are now becoming Chrome-based, because I mean, everyone uses a web browser now. So why program for a dodge operating system that no one
static
fucking...
server and web server bases and stuff like that.
It's that one uniform thing, you know, that everyone's going to have access to. Everyone can install Chrome no matter what platform they're on. So that
goes back to what you were saying way before in the last 3 videos or whatever. You were talking about how the Stadia and other services are popping up. Yeah. That Luna one looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah, it's not available in the UK yet though, is it?
Yeah, not yet. But I think it will be.
Oh yeah, when old Jeff Bezos decides that he needs some extra money.
Exactly. I think it is a cool option, because you got to remember that's the closest you're going to get to having a video shop now for like games. There's none of that standing in a queue, looking at the box art and choosing within 10-15 minutes, because that's how long you get to pick for your entire weekend's worth of games.
Yeah, I get the groove.
Quite good that it's you can kind of pay a wee sub and get a good stack of games and blast through them. But it's like that with that, like the experience you have the Stadia as well.
Yeah. I mean, I like those platforms. Don't get me wrong, I'm kind of against proprietary software. So, you know, stuff that requires me to do dodge stuff like, oh, you have to run it in Chrome or whatever, but...
Yeah.
But by the same token, the fact that I can play, I can use stuff like Spotify in a browser. I don't have to worry about if they actually support my platform, as long as they support a web browser that I use.
It's always good when it just runs smooth as well.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you feel a bit better inside. I don't know what that is. You just do it.
I'll be honest with you, I just kind of wish though that other browsers weren't so fucking bitchy about containerization.
Mm-hmm. What quest are you on, man? Jeez.
Just killing 10, what's it called? For loss of praise. It's first quest, second quest, 2-star. So I don't know what the fuck I did when I started this game, and it put me up against a I forgot what it's called now. What the fuck's it called? The big version of the things that I'm killing now.
You must have skipped you must have went right to the HR quest, the first one.
Yeah, I just went straight to the guy, and that was the thing that he gave me by default. I must have just spammed it and not paid attention to what it was I actually picked.
Yeah, I think what's happened is you see that the button you told me that fast forwards the game.
Yeah.
You might have hit that.
I've just proper spammed it and then got wrecked. So, although, hey, I fucked that guy up. Fucked that guy up.
Nice.
That guy got bitch slapped whilst I was in my underpants. So. Which Monster Hunter games have we played? Low Quality says. Which Monster Hunter games haven't we played, son?
Well, let's list them. Well, actually,
go through what you've played, and I'll tell you whether or not I've played them.
Right. Well, I've not played the one on the PS3.
Right, so you haven't played Monster Hunter 1 or Monster Hunter 2 original Monster Hunter 1 or 2?
Original. No. Because didn't have a PS2, so I didn't do that. And
Savage,
also,
I have.
PS3 one. You played the PS3 one, didn't you?
Yes. Well, the PS3 one is the exact same game as the PSP Portable Third. It's the exact same game.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So you know when they released 3U on DS and Wii U, and it was the exact same game, but you could port your save over. Yes. That is what the PS3 game was.
Oh, okay.
Portable Third, you could just go, oh well, I've got my Hunter in my pocket, but now I want it on my PlayStation 3.
Okay.
That was the first instance of them doing that.
After that, I think, am I right in saying after the game that was in the PS3, then they released the PSP ones?
Yeah. No.
After that.
So PSP games came before Portable Third.
Oh right, okay.
Well, of course they did, because there's Portable Third.
Oh yeah. It starts game. So yeah, I'm going to quite happy to say technically I've played all the PSP games.
So Freedom 2, Freedom Unite, and what the fuck's it called? Portable Third.
One of the 3DS with that.
Which one? Monster Hunter 3U or 4? Well,
3U. I never played 4.
You did? 3U. You played it with me and mine, Driver.
It's
the one with the bug lance.
I thought that was 3U.
Nope. Bug lance in 3U. 3U is the one with Lagaya, Chris. It's the underwater one. It's Monster Hunter Tri remade.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. But that wasn't on the 3DS, was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, because I had it on both.
No. Right, anyway. So I'll put that.
Oh shit! 1 second, Inky, I can't take it. Oh my fucking god! Run the fuck away!
You're alright, it's not the big guy.
Mate, I just got jumped on. Fuck that.
Gypsy, man, you're fine.
No. Sorry, Inky. Fucking hell! Yeah. You can fuck off, son. Run!
Oh wow, Gypsy.
Time. Fucking run! There we go, now.
So, after the 3DS games, other than the Monster Hunter Story series...
Thank you, Inky.
I think that's when I went to PS4. I played World.
Right, so
yeah, played a lot of them. Played a lot of them.
For me, I've played Monster Hunter 1 and 2 on PS2. Monster Hunter Portable 1, 2, and Unite on PSP. Portable 3rd on PSP and PS3. Monster Hunter Tri. Monster Hunter 3U on Wii U and DS. Or 3DS. 4U. Or was it just 4? That was the
I think it was just 4, man.
that was DS. Monster Hunter World came after that, didn't it?
Yes, and that's the one I played as well.
Monster Hunter Generations. I only played that on Switch, so that'd have been Monster Hunter Double Cross in Japan.
Oh, no. What did you say? No. Said no. Gen then World. Thanks.
Yeah, Generations was 3DS. But I played it the other way round because I didn't play it on the 3DS.
Yeah. I'm yet to play Generations, which we'll hopefully have next week. And I've got World, which I've played. And it was good, but again, I like the old school style more.
Because I saved Generations until Switch.
Oh wow. What's my favourite one? So I have to look at the monsters and see. Is that sad? Try, actually. Try was good.
Hands down for me, Try. No questions asked.
What about on the PSP though?
PSP, 1.
Let's see. I don't know.
More Portable Thirds because it looks so different.
Actually, the one I remember the most of, I think, maybe Freedom U, Unite. Maybe. Oh, look. Freedom Unite's got T-Rex, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the additional to Monster Hunter 2.
Yeah. That's like an add-on, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think on the PSP. Well, that's it. Yeah. I played that actually on the PSP, whereas Monster Hunter 3rd, Portable 3rd, that was actually on an emulator. So, yeah.
Well, most people played it on an emulator. I played it on actual hardware, so I had it on PS3.
So it's Freedom 2, and then Freedom Unite is the one I'll probably say PSP, but for the Wii, Try all the way.
Yeah, same. Try.
Try was class.
Try was fantastic. Try was the first one I got to play with actual humans, like properly play with actual humans.
I missed it on the Rise demo, unfortunately. But actually, you've got the Rise demo, haven't you?
I have the Rise demo, but I haven't played it yet. What do I think to it? Without even playing it, I instantly think it's better than World.
Oh yeah, World was just holding hands and making it look pretty. But I don't know, it changed things. It annoyed you to begin with, but then you kind of had to just take it on the chin. Whereas this is like how we always remember it.
Yeah. It was pretty. It was baby's first Monster Hunter, and if you got carted, I just said this in a podcast, right? Like literally 2 hours ago. If you got carted in Monster Hunter World before you got to Pink Raytheon, put the fucking control pad down and go the fuck away.
Yeah.
That game was for scrubs. It was fucking easy mode. Be gone, son.
But yeah, I'll probably pick up. I'm going to see how Generations is.
Yeah.
I'll get on with that.
Generations is just classic Monster Hunter, mate.
yeah, which I'll be fine with, but I'm just going to see how it is, how it feels to that, and then make a decision on Rise. But I really fancy Rise, it looks cool.
I will be grabbing Rise, even if it means I have to sell my firstborn. I won't, I love my firstborn. I'll sell someone else.
Yeah. What's that? Monster Hunter. There's another PSP game to do. What is this? Do you know the actual Cats had a spin-off game?
I've never really bothered with the Monster Hunter spin-offs.
Oh, jeez. That's bad.
Rise looks even more streamlined and casual. Even more streamlined and casual. It don't get any more casual than World, mate. It can't.
Casual 50 minutes hunting something.
What, in World? So
No,
fuck, mate. If you spent anywhere near, like, if you spent anywhere near a fucking hunt limit on World, my god, dude.
No, not in World. Fuck's sake, I'm talking about the Rise.
Christ.
World,
I doubt Rise will take that long to do hunts. There are so many people who started with Monster Hunter World that were all like, it looks shit, and it's not going to be good, because they're fucking idiots and they've only played World.
It'd be good if people would go back and play the other games, actually. That'd be pretty cool.
But they don't like them. A lot of people who started with World do not like the other Monster Hunter games.
That's crazy.
That's what I say though, mate. They're idiots.
Spin-offs. That's what we got, right? What we got spin-off wise? Monster Hunter Dynamic Hunting. That was on the iPhone and Android.
Oh yeah, there was I was gonna say there was a couple on Android. I've played one on Android. Actually, I think you know Unite.
Yeah.
That's on there. I think that's on Android.
Is that not the tower defense? Did they make a tower game? I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking nonsense. Seen something like that before. Oh yeah, in the Xbox. Did they get any other one? No, they didn't actually. It was just PC and the online ones.
In fairness, to what low quality is saying here.
Yeah.
They've had people riding the monsters for years. They've always talked about allowing people to ride the monsters, so having that happen in Rise is no big deal. Realistically, the fact that we could jump and mount monsters with the Bug Lance in 4.
Yeah.
I thought that was massively overpowered, by the way. The ability to jump on and do crit damage on monsters was ridiculous.
Of course it was.
And then, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really care. Like that's the whole point of it being called Monster Hunter Rise, is the fact that it's now got verticality in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that they're kind of trying to think a different idea on it, but at the end of the day, the core mechanic has to be how it is in all these games. The grind.
Yep.
And just getting the buzz of beating something like that's to begin with is quite difficult, and then you start getting into the groove of how it's reacting to certain things, and then you get the winner, and that's like that. It's almost like that Dark Souls thing, when you beat someone and you've smashed your head against the wall for a wee while, trying to understand it.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling, and that's why these games sell.
Well, they only now sell because of World.
Well, they sold before.
No, because we looked up the sales statistics. World absolutely crushed the other Monster Hunters.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
I thought the PSP ones or the Switch ones or whatever would kill it.
Nope.
It's not cool.
Let's put it this way. Generations, they held back the translation of Generations because they didn't think it was going to sell. Even though they already had the translation on the 3DS version.
By the way, there was loads of crazy Monster Hunter games in Japan. Jeez, spin-offs everywhere. There's a whole series of these games of the Diary series where you're the cats and you're trying to make a village. Well, there's 5 games on the phone. Also the MMO, the PC MMO in Japan.
Dabbled in the MMO, didn't really play it. But we spoke about that yesterday, didn't we?
We did, we did talk about that. These games.
To answer the comment there, didn't verticality come with 4U? Well, no, you could jump. I mean, you've been able to climb since Monster Hunter 1, but that's not quite the same as verticality, though, is it?
See.
I mean, really, the verticality that we're all going to experience in Rise was implemented in World with that little grappling hooky thing.
The green bugs.
No, we're talking about the being able to grapple and hook about in Rise.
Oh, right, so if it means green bugs. Let's see.
I mean, let's be fair, man. Like, when people are QQing about Rise being uber casual-fied, World was the #1 most selling. It was the worst, in my opinion, but it was the highest selling Monster Hunter of all time. And considering so many people had no fucking idea that Monster Hunter even existed until World came out. I mean, a series that started in 2004, and it took them until 2018 to realize it existed. It had been on some of the most popular consoles under the sun, and people had no idea the series even existed.
That's crazy.
I mean, a couple of my mates there, like, oh mate, have you seen this new game Monster Hunter? And they were talking about Monster Hunter World, and I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, new game? I was like, I was playing this on PS2.
What?
Like, I started to feel like a right fucking hipster. You know, what the fuck are you guys on about? I've been playing that game since before it was fucking cool.
Jeez. There was ages ago, there was a meme to the Monster Hunter. Well, there are probably tons of memes now, but the Monster Hunter meme with the hunter looking at it, saying, just got there, there's loads of great swords everywhere.
Yeah, I remember that, I kind of miss playing a sword and board, if I had to be honest, but...
Do you like that? Do you like playing sword and board? Sword and board together. I like the lance.
I don't think I ever really played as Lance. Wasn't that Zobo's thing though? Like, I tend not to play the same shit.
You like the lance as well.
I played, was it Switch Axe and Hammer a few times, but... Great.
Well, actually, I moved to the hammer near the tail end of it on Rise. I like that because I got the... Was it the other cut cube, but it was the bird.
Oh, you mean 3? Are you talking about Kuropeko?
Sorry, man, Kuropeko. I forget that name. Yeah. Because I had a flint on the top of the hammer, and you hit it so much that the flint went off and it gave fire damage. Clever idea.
Getting mullered.
Sorry, I'm looking at Monster Hunter memes now. That's how funny it got. Right. What's that? Is that... Yeah, I think you might be right. I think the quality might be right with that. The PC series casual and the handheld series more original.
So it's low quality said it's interesting to see what Capcom will do with the PC series now. They were thinking that they would keep the PC series more casual and the handheld series more to its original state. I mean, they kind of are, but I mean, why would they keep making a game that weren't selling? I hate to say it, like I say, I love Monster Hunter, but why would they keep making a game that weren't selling? We all say how much we loved Monster Hunter, but they just weren't selling.
It's weird that, it's weird how they just, they all had them selling.
It will now that more people know about Monster Hunter. I don't think so, because look at all the flack they've had about Rise. Look at all the flack they have with Generations. Loads of people don't like classic Monster Hunter. They just don't like it. They want World.
We'll have to read up on that. But then the World kind of, realistically, the World can't happen on the Switch. That doesn't work.
Well, no, but they want the easiness of World. They want the fluidity and the speed of World. They don't want
no one is getting that quality, PC quality, or new console quality, or later last generation quality on handheld at 60 frames or whatever, or a decent frame rate.
You only got 30 on the PS4.
So I'm saying, so it's like, even if it's still no, they can't do that as much as they probably will get their hand forced at some point.
Because you've had people QQ already about the graphics. They hate the graphics. World players hate the graphics of Classic. And I'll say that Classic is every game that isn't World. People don't like the fact that you have to stop to heal, stop to farm, or stop to harvest, stop to combo. They just don't like it. They don't want it.
Do you know what though? See, when we played the original World, like when we played World and stuff, I still stopped to farm. I still stopped to health. Like.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't at all. As soon as I realised that I could literally hold the stick and tap the button, I was done. Like, I could just sprint and hit the gather button and just literally sprint past a fucking a bee's nest and get honey. Just like, my character would basically stagger step. I'd lose full momentum for like half a second, like a couple of frames, and then I'd be back up to full speed. The fact that I could still move whilst necking a potion, I was like, where's the challenge? Like, I don't have to look for an opening anymore, I just have to keep moving.
I couldn't do that, man. It was beyond my way I've played it for years, so I'm just kind of like, right, I'm just going to stop and take this in and treat it like how I would treat the normal game.
Yeah, see, that's not really how people played. That's not really how people played World, though. That's the thing, and that's why the new players QQ so much when they come back to the classics, because Classic forces you to slow down. It leaves you wide open to attacks.
Which is cool, because then you learn better.
Yeah, you say that though, but again though, that's what we want. That's not what they want.
Yeah.
You know, because we're used to it. We're used to moving like fucking slow ass tanks. They're used to moving like fucking stealth bombers, man.
I like that. Well, fuck them.
No, I agree, man. I totally agree with. I agree.
He wants his heart pumping from the chat. You're right. That's what you want. That's what happens when you play it in 4 or 3 or 2 or whatever.
I mean, it's slower by a significant margin, as we both said. Like, we would sit there and we would play. You've got 50 minutes to do a hunt.
It's a grind, man. 45 minutes, you kill the Rathian.
Or you'd hope you'd kill the Rathian. I mean, do you remember that some of them times when we were playing 3 or try, sorry, and we'd be after Lagiacrus and we'd be at like 45 fucking minutes and nowhere near.
Oh man! And then it's like it does that thing when it pretends that it's nearly dead and stuff. You're like, this is great, and then the clock runs out, and you're like, oh, we're close.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
because our damage output wasn't high enough.
I was like, oh no, I can see I've scratched its chest. I'm like, that's halfway.
You think to yourself, motherfucker.
But that's what it was about. It was going back. It was having like those mini sort of rivalries with the monster that kind of got away, sort of thing.
Yeah, see, but just say that to the new generation of players.
It's different. Days of yore, man. Magic will do it. Right, I'm gonna go. Sleep. But let's chat.
I think I'm gonna call it after this. I've got editing to do.
Oh jeez, man, editing at half one.
Yeah, well, I've got a podcast to edit and a vlog.
Some guy.
Shit.
Right, yo. I will catch you later.
Right, so whoa, fuck, I'm getting wrecked by fucking what they call. I can't remember what they call now. You know the big buffalo.
Oh, fine. Go fine.
Fuck! I'm getting wrecked. I'm gonna fucking
You should be in Skyrim with that helmet on.
Fuck, son.
Right, I'll catch you guys later.
Alright, man, you take it easy.
I'll see ya. Bye bye.
But, I mean, I guess that's the thing, dude. They've had to casualize the series because they've learned that they just didn't sell. They just didn't sell. There were people like us that wanted Monster Hunter to be what it is, or what it's always been. Slow, quite a chug, you know, chipping away at a monster. But people don't want logic. They don't want slow pace. They want fast. They want instant gratification. They want to be able to pick up and play, and you know, they want to kill the monster, get the loot, get the next gear, and they want it now. They don't want to. Camera's too tight. Should've sharpened. Fuck. It's just sorry me anyway. Prick. Well, they chose to earn a lot of money. That's the thing. They chose money, as all the companies have done. They have chosen to alienate their core audience because they found a new audience that wants their old product with a new coat of paint. I mean, I absolutely despised Monster Hunter World. Hard fact. Hated it. It looked pretty, but I just didn't... There were so many things they changed about it that I just didn't like. Oh, what a miss. I hated this quest. I've always hated this quest. If I had to pick a quest that I absolutely despised in Monster Hunter, it was this one. Just leave. I'm not moving fast enough. I need really the sword and board at this point. Fuck's sake. Yeah, but that's like, you know, I know you're saying it's like there's 100 people right now playing, but there are hundreds of thousands of people playing World. Why would they choose hundreds versus hundreds of thousands? That's it. They don't give a shit about us. They don't give a shit about us because we didn't pay for the series. We didn't earn them enough money, so they don't care. I guess if you want to play like that, like personally, I would rather let the honestly, and this is going to sound really bad because I'm a big Monster Hunter fan. I have been since I was a teenager. I would rather let the series die. Because I'm not the kind of guy that will just sit there and play Monster Hunter all day, like all day every day. I've got too many games to play. When Monster Hunter's over, it's over. Fucking asshole. always hated these things, by the way. Always. Oh, what a cunt. Maybe you guys will get to 3U. I don't know. I don't know. With Citra, sure, maybe. But there's so much faff to get Citra running. Being G rank's alright, but I'm gonna put it this way, dude. If you've been playing Monster Hunter Freedom Unite now for what, how many years it been? Over 15 years? I'd hope so. I want people to enjoy Monster Hunter. I would love for new players to play old Hunter, but I don't see it. I honestly just I don't see it. But I'm not going to be one of those guys that claws at old Monster Hunter to try and keep it. I might have to put this question now, just doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna bail. Get back to work. And then hopefully, if Divine's up for it, I'll play again tomorrow. But again, that's the thing though, what's easy for us might not be easy for everyone else. I mean, the idea of telling someone to install OpenVPN and then taking a random cert from somewhere and using that, I know loads of people that would not touch that with a fucking 20-foot pole. You know, it's easy to do, but I know loads of people who wouldn't do it. That's a filter for people dedicated to play OG Monster Hunter. Nope. I don't believe in barriers to entry. I don't believe. It's dumb. Let the game itself be the barrier. Let the skill floor required to play that game, or let the skill curve for the game be the barrier, not the way to play. That's just me. But then if that's what people want, that's what people want. I mean, me personally, I won't install OpenVPN. Not for Monster Hunter. And I wouldn't expect anyone else to either. Oh yeah, we know that. Like, everyone knows what OpenVPN's for. I just wouldn't expect people to use it. Which is why so many people won't play classic Monster Hunter online. It's personal choice. It is cool that we have it as an option, but I think it's not the best option. You know, an option built into the emulator should be the way to go. Or an emulator specific to NetPlay, rather than forcing someone to install an emulator, install a VPN client, because then what do you do when Hunterverse goes down? Because your cert ain't going to work when they're gone. I mean, it's easy enough to make a cert. It's easy enough to make an OpenVPN certificate to give to someone else. Like, I could make one now. I could make one now so that my friends could connect to my network. Just, I don't see the point. Especially not when it's already built into the emulator. It's already built into PPSSPP. Like, NetPlay is already there. Well, not really. I mean, the only complications that we've got is that one person's got a router with no port forwarding enabled and doesn't know how to set a port forward up. And you've got two people on platforms that aren't really supported by the emulator. Because the primary code base of PPSSPP is Windows and Android. That's what the two primary branches of the code are. But neither of us are using Windows or Android. Well, I'm using Android now, and Divine can use Android on his phone, but his primary platform is Mac. And whilst there is a version of PPSSPP on the Mac, it doesn't support universal plug-and-play networking. 1.6 doesn't have it. So he can't just turn it on and have his router and the emulator do a handshake to let shit go through the firewall. Yeah, but a virtual machine just for an emulator? At that point, we might as well just be installing OpenVPN. I would say I would rather wait for the hang on. I broke it. Yeah, I would rather wait for software to mature that would just allow me to say to someone, "Hey yo, install this." And then we can connect to here and play. Like, so install the emulator. And then through no other software. I don't believe in a messy system. So, like, for example, my kids. said, hey kids, you know, do you want to play some Monster Hunter? Well, we can't play unless we install this and this and this, but you only need this for that game. Like, that's a bit... And so once the emulator matures enough for people to just be able to launch the emulator, you don't see that happening soon, though. I do. I mean, it's already happening. It's already on Windows. And it's already on Android. The Linux code base will surely soon follow. It's just a case of recompiling it. Same for the Mac version, realistically. I mean, the Linux version is only, what, 2 versions behind? I mean, it's already literally built in. Me and Divine have played multiplayer ARM PPSSPP today through the emulator. Just directly through the emulator. No extra stuff. My Neighbor Sushi Cat is the ad hoc server. And the raw emulator. No extra software. I mean, at that point, it's so simple as literally going into the settings, saying enable LAN, and then anyone can do it. You don't actually have to tell it to connect to a server. It just does it. It just goes, go to My Neighbor Sushi Cat. Who else is trying to play on My Neighbor Sushi Cat? Done. There was another one as well, wasn't there? But I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. As far as net play for, oh shit, what's it called? Not Black Spire, Black. I know the one you're on about though, but I don't remember it either. As far as hacks and all that are concerned, this is literally something that I looked at like a couple days ago to see if PSP had reasonable net play, because I have a mate that plays on a Mac that realistically, let's be honest, no one plays games on a Mac. The emulator support on a Mac is trash. And we were looking to see if there was a way for me and him to easily be able to play Monster Hunter together without having to spend a fortune. Because he plays Monster Hunter on a PlayStation 4, Monster Hunter World. I don't play on PlayStation 4. He doesn't own a PC, so he can't play on PC with me. Neither of us have got access to our PSPs right now, so we can't exactly run, like, I don't know, ad hoc party or whatever on a PlayStation 3. So it's just like, hey, can we emulate something? Or we could play the Switch games, but Switch games, what, 40 quid? You know, when we could just load up an emulator. I've got all of my dumped PSP games on a memory stick that I pulled from a memory stick duo. Bad luck. That's just the way it is. You know, that's the way it's always been. So we were just looking for just a quick way out to play Monster Hunter until we could decide which one we were going to play next. And we just so happened to choose Monster Hunter 1. It's easy enough to do. You know, it's not actually hard to get it to work. It's just actually jumping through, getting those few hoops ironed out. It's the anal sex game, yeah, pretty much. Well, it depends how much you like anal. If it hurts to play, mate, then you're not using enough lube. You're just not being polite enough. See? If you're being that rough, man, you're just not being a gentleman. That's just the way of it. You gotta be a bro. You don't just force it in. Unless you want to lube someone up with their gore. Yeah, let's have a look. What we got? Hang on. What's my... Because I'm on my Linux rig at the moment, the capture card doesn't run all that well, which is why the frame rate kept on dipping. Wait, no, that was the one. Yeah, this isn't everything that I have dumped. But I've got a few. So, Monster Hunter is portable on here. No, I haven't put portable third on here, so it's in Japanese. I don't have a translated, I don't have a patched version. Phantasy Star, I love Phantasy Star. Legend of Heroes, fantastic game. Steins Gate, fantastic game, in my opinion. Some of the best games on PSP. East 1, 2, and 3. Oh no, I've got the ISO dump. I just, because it's in Japanese, I haven't bothered to patch it. I just don't have a patched. I don't have a patched copy. I've dumped the UMD, but I just don't have a patch for the game. I just can't be asked, to be honest. Plus, it's Monster Hunter. Like, how fucking hard can it be? I really wish I had a translation for Steins Gate, though. Not that you need a translation for Steins Gate now, because it's been released on fucking everything. And the other, I've just noticed the other one that I should probably have on here that I don't is Pipelo Croas. Pipelo Croas and Legend of Heroes were the first two games I played on PSP. Back when the PSP had a hard drive that connected to the back, and fucking you had to slot it into the memory stick, into the memory stick slot. Those things were dumb as fuck. PSP was a fantastic console. It was made even better the fact that you could hack it and play imports and stuff like that. Vita's problem? Shitty memory card support. Hard fact. Crap memory cards. If they hadn't have fucked about with those memory cards, it would have sold tons. I imported my memory cards from Japan because it was like the only place you could get a 60. Was it 64 gig was the biggest? I can't remember, but I spent a lot of money to get one of those and the Vita TV, and shamefully it died. Some of my favorite games came out on Vita TV, but eventually got ported to PC. So the Neptunia Rebirth games, Rebirth 1, 2, and 3. Those were fun. But yeah. They didn't use the same as the PSP ones to stop people from hacking the console. That is literally why. That is hard fact exactly why they went to a proprietary memory stick. Or why they went to a proprietary memory card. Like a proper proprietary memory card. To try and stop people from hacking the system. And so that you couldn't get fucking knockoff third-party memory cards. They will do it anyway, but I mean, look at it. They didn't do it over the life of the console, which is what Sony planned. That was their idea. Stop people from hacking the system during the lifetime of the system, so that people have to buy games during the lifetime of the system. But the trouble was they made the memory cards so expensive. Yeah, exactly. Because they made the memory cards so expensive and they were proprietary, no one bought it. And I mean, there were some fantastic fucking games on there. Oh, that's another one I haven't got on from my dumps. Was it Third Birthday, the Parasite Eve game? Or what was the other one? Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex. Haven't got that on there either. I just noticed that. That was kind of fun. But yeah, they screwed the pooch. They proper fucked it. Same with the Vita TV. They screwed that up as well by locking it down to a whitelist. What the fuck did they whitelist it for? Well, because we only want you to play certain games on the TV. And then it turns out, here's the shit. Here's the shit. Right? Vita TV in Japan had patches for some games that never got whitelisted in the West. Some games, if you bought them in other regions, worked on Vita TV when they didn't in the West. It's fucking dumb. It was so sad that Monster Hunter chose Nintendo. I was happy when it came out on the Wii. As soon as Monster Hunter came out on the Wii, I picked it up. I played it. That was my gateway drug back into Monster Hunter. The Wii and Monster Hunter Tri was the first Monster Hunter game that I properly got to play with other humans. Nah, see, I didn't really... I don't give a shit about the 3DS. To be honest, I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter if they were more powerful, though, does it? It's down to what sold more units, what people bought, what people played. I didn't play... I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I didn't give a fuck about Monster Hunter on the PSP. Like, I played it, but I would have rather played it on PS2. And I did. Like, if you said to me, which did I put more playtime in? Monster Hunter on PS2, or Monster Hunter Portable, or Monster Hunter Freedom. Sorry, I keep calling it fucking Portable. Monster Hunter Freedom. I played Monster Hunter on PS2. Every fucking time. Yeah, see, Freedom Unite. By Freedom Unite, I was already I've played this game a million times over. If it weren't for the Wii and Tri, I probably wouldn't be playing Monster Hunter now. Because it was so fun to play Monster Hunter by myself for all those years. Yes, he's fucking 22. I'm 30. I'm 36, or coming on to 36. And I started playing Monster Hunter like before college, or around college. So I've been playing Monster Hunter for a long fucking time, dude. It's a good series to get into when you're 6. Let's be fair. But yeah, they screwed the pooch. But like I say, it just didn't sell. We can say how great Monster Hunter is, but it didn't sell. No one wanted it. No one wanted it. I mean, if they did want it, then they wouldn't have been so hesitant to release the other games in Europe and that. I don't know if it was necessarily tutorials that were the problem. I think it was because it was slow. All of the things they fixed in Monster Hunter World, sarcastic air quotes, that's what did it. I see. I had Monster Hunter kind of clued from .1. I didn't think Monster Hunter was hard at all. The mechanics of Monster Hunter, like the actual getting into fights and dodging enemies and learning patterns, is harder than what's actually going on in Monster Hunter. The game isn't very hard at all. It's quite basic. Which is why I find Monster Hunter World insulting, because they've taken away the only real challenge Monster Hunter had. That said, I'll be playing Monster Hunter World in like a couple of weeks. So, that's going to suck. I don't know, but really, is Monster Hunter that big of a game? Really? I'll give you almost no story. Yeah, but let's be fair, that's what it would have been. You're a hunter-gatherer. So what else is there but to go and hunt and craft equipment? What else would you have done? You're not going to lay down and watch TV. I mean, the most exciting thing you'd have probably done back then would have been have a wank. But yeah, so there doesn't have to be a really hardcore in-depth story. The idea was monster terrorizes village, you're a scrub, go out there, gear up, and fuck up the big monster to protect the village. You know, that's that's how the games worked. That's all they needed to do. It's not like Final Fantasy where they need to set up an excuse for you to save the entire world, because you're not trying to save the world, you're trying to save a fucking village. And I mean, they set that up right at the start. In every Monster Hunter game, you're just dicking around or you're passing through and you get fucked up, and now it's your job to save the village. Final Fantasy, you're an emo, you cry a lot, but you need to save the world, get over it. And then they set up no end of random shit to get you to where you need to be. That's one of the things that I like about, so, Monster Hunter, Ys, and stuff like that. Not many people, well, more people are playing Ys now, but they didn't back in the day. That realistically, a lot of people don't know the story of the Ys games. They just don't know. It's not that the game just bombarded you with the story. It's they just said, you're here, find that, do this, job done. Big series in Japan, but yet again, a series that up until recently had next to no traction over here. None. And it was the PSP that realistically brought East to the West, in my opinion. Some people could say, oh, Skaz, mate, you're wrong, because there was the TurboGrafx 16. That was America only. Because obviously they had the PC Engine in Japan. We didn't realistically get it in Europe. And then, what did we get? Like, maybe there was an East game on the Super Nintendo, but that was like the 4th in the series. What else was there? The Master System game, but that was only one of the games in the series, whereas the first game actually takes place in 2 parts. NES game, I don't think we got the NES game in Europe. Still haven't got part 5, from what I understand. But then when the PSP came out, 1, 2, and 3 were available worldwide. So, the Sony handhelds were fantastic for RPGs. Absolutely fan-fucking-tastic for RPGs, but they didn't sell. And they got hacked too quick. They got hacked way too quick. I mean, Christ, man, I had a Gen 1 PSP and mine was hacked pretty much from day one. I'm just gonna have a quick look. When was the PSP released? I can't even spell today. I'm such an asshole. PSP 1000. More details. That did not help at all. Release dates 2004. That was Japan though. Discontinued 2014, really? God damn. When did we get the old European release? September 1st, 2005. Well, I got mine imported from Japan. So, because I'm an asshole like that. So that would have made me what? 19? Ish. Where's chat gone? I'm searching through Wikipedia. Yeah, 2004. Got yours in 2012. That's not bad. PSP 2000 was probably my favourite because it had the TV out on it. Fucking fantastic at that point. Absolutely fantastic. Being able to play and capture Crisis Core, Ys, Monster Hunter. It's fantastic shit. It's really good. Yeah, see, I didn't. I had one, maybe two other friends with PSPs back when Monster Hunter came out. That's why I say I soloed it. Same with the PS2 games. I soloed them. That's why Monster Hunter Tri is my favorite Monster Hunter, because it's the first one I got to play online. First one I got to play online. Like, properly play online. Like, actually go and hunt and do regular hunts and hang out with a regular group of people. You know, we'd all get on Skype or whatever, or TeamSpeak, and just chat shit online and wreck big ass fucking monsters. If my audio breaks in a minute, I apologize. I'm gonna start loading up my video editor, because I've got some shits that needs to be done. Excuse me. What was the date yesterday? 13th? Yeah. I should do the job. And then drag that there. Switch to 30 frames per second. Intro video. There it is. I mean, I don't just want to go back and say about the OpenVPN thing. I don't argue that it's a good idea. You know, we've been setting up kind of fake virtual networks for years and years and years to play games. We used to do that with the original Xbox, tunneling networks. But the problem is not everyone I know is... It's going to sound really stupid. There are some people I know that wouldn't even know where to start installing OpenVPN. Sounds really dumb, but it's true. Because then they'd activate they'd activate it, and then they'd be like, well, how come now my internet doesn't work? And then they'd have a go at me for installing something that fucked up their computer. So, I mean, I know some people that can't even quite fathom the idea of an emulator. So, my wife and I know some people who just don't quite get the idea of how Netflix works. So, I wouldn't even want to go do this. Like, literally installing an emulator and getting someone to play is hard enough at this point, which is horrible. It's a sad thing to think about, that it's too hard for some people to do, and it's easier now than it ever has been. But it's just not. It's just not a thing that some people want to do. Well, I suppose. I mean, I grew up with computers from a very early age, because I was a pretty sick kid. Growing up, I was a really fucking sick kid. I mean, I was in and out of hospital having surgeries and shit just to be able to walk. So, I don't know. Do you know what I think it is, dude? I think in your case, computing is a lot more common. You know, as you say, you're 22. You gotta think it was only 2005 when YouTube became a thing, and that's when, like, the internet, computers, like, that was, like, really mainstream shit at that point, you know? Not quite as mainstream as, like, iPhone mainstream, but, like, people were on MSN Messenger and, like, AOL Instant Messenger and shit like that. Like, it wasn't just the realm of nerds anymore. Whereas when I was a kid, like, if you're on a computer, you're a fucking nerd. And kids were like, oh, I don't want to be seen using a computer because only the geeks and the nerds do that. It's like, fuck you. You know? So, I mean, it's so much more mainstream now. The fact that there used to be a time when people would call me a fucking nerd for having a smartphone. And now everyone's got a fucking smartphone. Yeah, so you got your first PC in 2008. That's when I got with my wife. And most of my wife's friends didn't have smartphones. They still had like little flip phones. You know, they were T9 texting each other. You know, sending each other nudes over Bluetooth or some shit. You know what I mean? The world wasn't as sophisticated or as open as it is now. You know? Like, I had a smartphone, but to have a smartphone back in 2008, you practically had to have a business account. Like, BlackBerry was still a fucking thing, dude. You didn't just fucking go, duh, I'm gonna go and get an iPhone. That wasn't a thing. You didn't do it. You didn't, like, download an app. But even 2005, man, I mean, my first actual PC, like, Windows PC, was 1997. Like, you're on dial-up internet and you're a fucking nerd. You're on dial-up internet, you're hanging out in IRC, you were downloading fucking JPEGs, and, there's the wife, downloading fucking JPEGs, and, you know, bitmaps, and sites were in raw HTML, and they'd have fucking lame-ass, like, GIFs and shit like that, and... You know, you'd spend like 10 minutes just downloading a fucking JPEG. Just like a picture. So the idea of downloading a game was insanity. We'd be playing Quake 3, an Unreal Tournament that we had to buy on disc. You didn't fucking download games back then. You know? Only nerds had computers back then. Dude... Like, no porn. Yeah, you could have porn. But you'd be sat there for 15 minutes hoping your fucking router didn't disconnect. And you're like, yep. Oh, look, I can see a titty. I can see a titty. Oh, it's gone. Fuck. Yeah, there you go. So, wife's first computer was bought in 1999. It was Windows ME. I remember Windows ME. Fucking hell, man. That was brutal. It wasn't bad, to be fair, but we were all on dial-up fucking modems. You'd be sat there for 15, 20 minutes just trying to download a single image. Depending on what it was, like, what the compression standard was in it. So if it was a bitmap, you'd be there all day. You know, hard drives were, I don't know, a gig. Picture messages on a 3310? Are you stone dinky? Damn, you'd have the little icon at the top. You know, y'all don't be sending picture messages on fucking 3310s, man. Oh yeah, the icon things, yeah. You know, that was a thing. The idea of the MP3 player being mainstream as well, that was retarded. That was never going to be a thing. And then obviously it became a thing. You know, people didn't have the internet in their pockets. Only nerds had like PDAs or anything like that at the time. Like, it's true. If you had a smartphone or you were regularly on the internet before, like, I don't know, 2003, you're a fucking nerd. Like, hardcore, you're a fucking nerd. You know, playing on fucking emulators? No way, dude. No fucking way. I mean, that's not entirely true. But, like, what I'm saying is, like, that wasn't mainstream shit. These days, people are like, oh, yeah, man, I'm just on the internet. I'm on Facebook. I'm on whatever. I'm on WhatsApp. Some people don't even fucking see WhatsApp as like a message. They just see it like a text. Like a text message. They're like, what the fuck? You know? Dude, internet connection in 2011 for the first time, I'd have gone insane. Like I said, my connection, like 1997, and we're on dial-up fucking internet. Oh, by the way, you said you said what about porn? You didn't get videos, or you did get videos, you just didn't watch them. They took too long. Bulgaria, fucking rad. How is that part of the world doing right now, by the way? Bad? Like, how bad? I just want to throw this out there. Like, dude, fucking, I don't keep up with current events. So you could say to me that a nuke had been dropped on the north side of my town. I've got no fucking idea. Cup of tea? What? Alright, Inky. Hang on, then. You know? It's, Inky's upstairs, by the way. But yeah, man, times fucking... The economy's bad, dude. Right now, the economy's bad everywhere because we're all dying of Rona and we can't go to work. It's all bad because it's not because of COVID. Mate, I apologize for even implying that COVID's a problem. Yeah, corruption's dog shit. I'm gonna... Like, I've said this to loads of people because I've got friends all over the world. Like, friends all over the world. A lot of people say, dude, they're not your friends, man, because you don't go to the pub and suck their dicks or whatever. But like people who I know online that I regularly talk to, they're basically my friends. Okay, because that's like how I grew up back in like 97 on IRC, just talking to some random fuck in like Finland or Africa or where the fuck ever. They were my friends. Like if there were words on the screen with a name attached to it, if they turned up enough and we spoke enough, they were friends. Anyways, I've got like I've got friends all over the world, and fucking I try to say to my children, like, you think shit is hard here? Like, here in the UK, you think shit's bad now? Like, at least you haven't grown up in, say, random place over here where it's some war-torn, fucked up place where they can barely have power, like, one day to the next. You know? You have Netflix. They don't have Netflix. I mean, dude, some of my friends are still on dial-up, for fuck's sake. Hi, Anky. I'll sort you out that cup of tea in a minute. Yeah, you gotta be a rich motherfucker to have two houses, dude. Like me and the missus, we only have one. We don't even have one. We're renting it. It's great. "25 years old ain't a bad time to start, dude. I mean, when I was 20, how old was I? I'd have been able to buy a house years ago. When I was like 24, 25. I had enough money to buy many a house. And then, like a stupid asshole, I got injured and had surgery and... Let's be fair, man. UK's not a bad place to live. It ain't a terrible place to live. It's not a great place to live either. I was just trying to remember where the fuck Bulgaria is now. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I'm now just showing how uncultured I am. See, I want to throw this out to you, man. I want to throw this out to you, okay? All right, low quality, dude. I'm a citizen of the internet. So I don't... Borders don't mean anything to me. I don't know what the fuck anything is. I'm an idiot. So look. Ah, okay, yeah, there you go. I know what that is. Oh shit, man, it's north of where my brother's at. So my brother's down in Greece. One of them. Oh shit, man, I'm having a geography lesson. Oh fuck, who was it? Who was it that's in Romania, Inky? I can't remember right now. My brain's just gone. They'll pop into the chat later and say, how the fuck did you forget me? And I'll be like, I'm sorry. Shit, who the fuck was it? Magda was in Poland. Goes out there, I think that Prague's a fucking... Ugh. Fuck Prague. Switzerland. Rich bastards. Fuck France. No one likes France. If you're from France, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Spain, I'm not a fan of Spain. Someone's going to say, are you a fan of anywhere, Skaz? No, not really. Fuck, man. Libya's there. Damn. Don't like Egypt either. Or Cyprus. So I'm just randomly kiting around the map right now. Lithuania's alright. Latvia, Estonia. We've got people, we know some people from Estonia. What the fuck was it? Oh, Inky's sharing bits again. What the fuck? It's a dark place, mate. Lived in the UK for 4 months. White there. Country's behind compared to us. Isn't that fair, that? Good thing I chose graphic design as a profession. Yeah, man. Like, that's what... So, low quality. That's pretty much Inky's thing at the moment. She's a freelance artist too. Well, she's been encouraged to be a freelance artist. Bless her. Yeah, I think realistic. I can remember years ago, I used to fucking say to people like, don't get into a creative profession. You know, engineering's the way forwards. Engineering is still the way forwards, but when you're in the middle of a global pandemic, the creatives have got it really fucking easy because all they have to do is just sit there in front of their computers, fucking draw, write, fucking play music, watch porn, drink coffee. Nailed it. Fucking easy mode, man. It's hardcore. Yeah, one day AI will do everything, and that's one thing that I try to warn people about, and everyone's like, no, they won't, Skaz. And it's like, yeah, it will. Oh man, you'd be surprised. I've heard I'm gonna sound like a right bitch. I had a black metal album a while ago that was written entirely by AI. It weren't terrible. It was alright. It was black metal, so I mean, there's only so many tones you can get out of it, but you know, AI is going to do most jobs. Yeah, being a creative is exhausting. That's the thing though, because you're always expected to do something shiny. You know, of course it is. And then if you have block, like if you end up having like some kind of creative block, you end up suffering with massive depression just because you're like, why is nothing coming to me today? You know, exactly like you say, low quality, man. That's just the way it is. Sometimes you're sat there, like Inky. We give you a couple of words and you bang out something like fucking in a day. It doesn't always happen, but it must be exhausting to get that shit on paper before it fades away. You say to me, hey, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do? There's too many... My head, I can't filter through all the options. It's just too much. You tell me to fix someone else's shit, though, I can do that any day of the week. But fucking, like, create from scratch? Nope. I'm done, son. I can't do that. I can tell you how to do it, but I can't do it myself. It's weird. Just saying. All the ideas I write down. That's a point. I need to write down my shit in a bit. Yeah, but even if I write shit down, Inky, I just can't do it. I mean, there's so much shit out there. There's so many different possibilities, so many different things you can do. I just... Like I say, I'm a citizen of the internet. I don't understand why we all have to be so limiting. You know, why we have to argue with everyone because they have like this one thing that we disagree on. You know? It's really fucking dumb. Like, we have the power to create pretty much anything, and yet we still choose to hate each other over one stupid, simple thing. It's dumb. Yeah, because humans. It's fucking stupid, though. It's absolutely stupid. Fucking, I get told all the time, mate, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're sexist, you're this, you're that, how dare you? And it's like, well, what, because I have an opinion that you don't agree with? But we're still humans, right? So we can still live under the same roof and, you know, not kill each other and belittle each other, right? And they're like, no. So, oh. Okay. Just because you like to put everything into nice little groups. It does my fucking head in. It does my head in. You have to be this, you have to be that, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's like, why can't we just be humans and be fucking done with it? And then everything else is just preference. You know, some people like fucking, I don't know, some people like white chocolate. You don't go out there and kill them for it. You know, some people like eating spicy food, but you don't hate them for it. Just seems really stupid. So why would you hate someone for the color of their skin or the color of their eyes or, you know, the shape of their nose or some shit like that? It's dumb. Yeah, she probably will though. I should probably go make the tea. You're right, I'm talking shit now. I'm going all fucking, you know, let's all talk philosophy, and no one came here for that. They came here for Monster Hunter. So I'll be back tomorrow with Monster Hunter. Hopefully... Oh, no, shit. I've got to play WoW with Chalky tomorrow. God. Fine. All right. After World of Warcraft, we'll play some Monster Hunter. God, fuck. Actually, hang on. Let me just look something up. I was trying to throw out there, I've actually seen Hunterverse. What the fuck? I've been to Hunterverse before. Is there a forum attached to this? What I'll do is I will link this to folks in my Discord. If they want to do it, they can do it. See, I have OpenVPN built directly into my operating system, so it's not a huge problem for me. But like I said, it's just for other people that I know. Oh shit, is it Valentine's Day? Ugh. Right, I'm going to say something really bad now. No, I'm not. Because that'll shut down my discussion if I say it. Fucking young and green is in fucking young and new. Or young and green because, like, fuck it. You don't identify. Now, we just live in a world these days where everyone's gone soft. Everyone gets offended by everything. Everyone has to fit into a category or a group and are stupid. It's all fucking stupid. Why can't we all just fucking chill out, watch TV, play games... You know, just hang out and have fun. No, can't do that because, you know, I believe in shit. No, man, I'd say mate, you've got a pretty fucking grounded head. You know? There are some people that would have listened to shit that I've said tonight and gone, I don't want to hear it, and then freak the fuck out. How dare you say that the thing that I like isn't cool? And then fucking cried and, you know, started like, oh, I'm gonna fucking dox you. Fuck that. You know? Exactly, fuck those people. Just gotta have a proper conversation. Like, understand we can't all like the same things, but we can all still get on. So, low quality. Are you gonna be about tomorrow? Today? When the fuck ever it is? Valentine's Day? Yeah, exactly. It's opinions. Like, but mate, I know some people are just like, hey, you've got an opinion that I disagree with. Fuck you, Nazi. And it's like, whoa, all right, that escalated a little too far, huh? But that's people I know. That's people we know. It's dumb. You wear a different color hat to me. Ugh. Screw you. Cool. Well, if you're about, man, like, we'll see you about. I'm gonna go make the wife a cup of tea, then I'm gonna edit, and then I'm gonna upload shit. And then I'm going to scratch my backside. Actually, hang on. Oh, I should have really done this earlier, but no, because it's too fucking late. And sometimes I just hate being me sometimes, you know, it's just not on. Hang on. Let me just get an invite code. Hang on, because I need to fucking find an invite code. Don't go anywhere yet. Invites. Now to copy. I don't know if Twitch will let me send this because it's my own thing. There you go. Oh, it's not gonna let the, just go there. Just like copy and paste that into your browser. Go there and sign up, and it's basically YouTube, kind of, with less butthurt people on there. So I'd recommend, you know, folks go check that out. And then I'm gonna head off so I can edit the video that I'm supposed to put on there in about 2 hours ago. And I'll see you with a bit of luck tomorrow. Have a good one. Inky, your cup of tea's on the way. Yeah. See ya.